XYZ Paris 2024. So this is all about jumping into the wild, building an AI cloud for AI builders. Let's hear what that's all about. Please welcome to the stage from Nebius, Rashid, Ivaev.
Check, time to set it off, sweat it off, get on the floor, everybody move your body. We want to see you bounce around the club, take you back to when it was.
Hi everybody, and once again, welcome back from the lunch. I hope there are more people than for the first speaker, but let's hope that there's going to be more. So, moving to the topic, again, I want to use this 10 minutes to explain a little bit why we are building yet another AI cloud for the AI builders in this AI industry, which feels a bit like still a wild, wild west. So, let's go on. So again, my name is Rashid. I'm the Business Development Director at Nebius, based in Amsterdam. So just maybe a couple of slides about Nebius itself, just a sneak peek. So we are the Amsterdam-based headquartered company. We have some additional R&D hubs in other parts of Europe, mainly London, Belgrade, and we also have Tel Aviv as another R&D hub, and we are slowly moving towards America. We are part of the, let's say, larger global business AI group that integrates 4 other businesses, having other companies doing the data labeling, ride-hailing, and ad tech. But AI, the AI cloud, is the core business of our group. We are, interestingly enough, one of the first AI clouds that are listed on NASDAQ, so we do have access, long-term access to the capital. And as we speak, we're pretty much financially stable, having pretty big amount of cash on the account. And when it comes to the platform itself, in fact, this is a full-stack platform that we own. So we start with a very lower foundation of data centers. So we have our own data center team that has a significant amount of expertise and tenure building and managing the data centers, so we own them as opposed to co-locating. Then on top of that, we actually have another hardware R&D team that designs and manufactures our own equipment. So being a long-term partner of NVIDIA, we're only, in fact, purchasing the GPUs, but then everything around GPUs is being manufactured and designed by our own team. And on top of that, of course, cloud cannot be cloud without a proper software stack. So we have an amazing team of almost 350 A-grade software engineers that do create that cloud platform. And on top of that, we also have an in-house LLM team that does help us understand which way the market is generally going and also helps us to test the platform that we provide to the users. And just to give you like a global sneak peek, again, I already mentioned that. So based in Amsterdam, have a pretty big amount of other engineering hubs. Our first data center is in fact based in Finland. And there was just a recent news, I think it was just yesterday, that we announced that there's going to be a new data center based in Paris. So this is also part of our expansion strategy. And also wanting to be closer to the customer, we already established several customer-facing hubs in New York, Dallas, San Francisco. And by the end of this year, and if we will be just a little bit late, then in Q1 2025, there's going to be a first data center that will be established in the United States. And even though we're a pretty young organization, so we started only back in November 2024, so it wasn't even 12 months ago, we're already pretty successful, and we are happy to announce that we have a plethora of customers, and some of them are pretty significant. So I would say Mistral would be one of the biggest names to associate with this particular let's say, city and the country. And also we have Luma AI, also a very famous video generating model that is also being very popular in the last several months. And again, just to reflect on where we are, we have an amazing team of engineers, we have the data center competency, and we are a long-term standing partner with NVIDIA. So coming back to my first question, why we are building an AI cloud platform where it seems there are already some of the players that exist on the market. And in fact, the answer is in twofold. Why? One, from one side, AI lifecycle and building those generative AI tools or actual applications is pretty complex task. It involves data preparation, it involves experimenting, pre-training, inferencing, RAG. I mean, you've heard all these terms throughout the day. on the other side, we doing some kind of research and also working with our existing customers, we understood that the current solutions do not really meet all the requirements or requests that are coming from our customers. So I just wanted to go quickly through some of the takeaways we understood as we had this first initial 10, 11 months working with our customers that were doing the Gen AI. And the first takeaway that we got was, in fact, that ML engineers that are using those cloud platforms are more scientists than developers. And again, having the experience of running another product, which was a general purpose cloud, we understood that ML engineers and AI researchers, they don't know how to work with cloud. They're not DevOps, they're not developers. They don't know how to configure VMs, they don't know how to build Slurm clusters and all of that. So we understood that some of the platforms or products that are being presented to them is just too complicated. And again, just sharing some quotes. We were working with a lot of AI researchers, and they were like, guys, this is not for us. Let us solve it whatever way. So again, either we have to hire a huge amount of stuff internally, or you can help us out by providing some, I don't know, different abstraction layers, whatsoever. The second takeaway is basically any AI researcher or ML engineer can potentially become a startup founder. And when you are a startup founder, you actually don't care about thinking like hiring about DevOps people or scaling your team whatsoever. Your main focus is that idea that you brought to the market. Your main focus at the very beginning would be speaking with investors to secure your first funding. So you just want to make sure that everything works as it should. And last but not least, as I mentioned, AI market is pretty wild and crazy, so innovations are happening almost on a daily basis. So whenever they come with some brilliant idea or they have experimented and they came out with some amazing stuff that can help them move further, they don't want to have a headache of trying to resolve some questions that are related with cloud platform infrastructure whatsoever. And on top of that, there is an NVIDIA, our long-standing partner, that is also innovating quite a lot. So every year, if not more frequently, they're coming up with new GPU chips that do provide some additional efficiency. But then again, every new generation of chips needs to be adopted, needs to be configured, and needs to be made available to the AI researchers. So you always have to be on the edge, trying to make it compliant, make it easier to access, and make it faster to work with. So again, these are some of the takeaways. And last but not least was the fact that the current market default situation, how the cloud platforms are accessed and how GPU resources are provided, are always a very difficult choice between choosing the long-term contracts, where you get some special price rate, but then you're kind of stuck with that long-term contract, and there's no ability for you to move up and down when it comes to the consumption. On the other side, you can always go with the pay-as-you-go GPU usage and then pay a huge premium. So we're also trying to solve that question by providing some kind of hybrid scenario where you have a baseline GPU reserved capacities, but on top you'd still enjoy the flexibility of getting some additional capacity whenever you need it at a very affordable price rates. So when it comes to the product itself, we also understood that there are several use cases that that exist on the market. So we were talking a lot about inferences, fine-tuning, and inference training, and this is where we started. So we figured that our major customers are model builders like OpenAIs, Mistrals, and the other guys of the world. And we created that first layer of AI infrastructure that at the end of the day, we realized that it's too complicated. But then as we started to speak more, we understood that there are some other companies that are not really focused on building the models per se, but actually using the existing models and kind of try to integrate them into these Gen AI applications that we already discussed throughout the day. And they are even less caring about the infrastructure. They're less caring about, I don't know, fine-tuning. So they were just asking for, I don't know, an API to an existing model. So this is another product that we are about to launch, which is called AI Studio, and that would specifically cater to the needs of this type of customers. And last but not least, there are some model tuners, as we call them. Again, this is some mid-range customers that don't necessarily want to create a model from scratch, but then they would have to take Mistral or Llama and then want to fine-tune it, but then they are not, they're still a bit more sophisticated when it comes to using some open source models versus creating some their own customized models. So in order to tackle that specific need, there's going to be another product that we'll be offering early next year, which will be, I mean, this is a internal name for the time being AI runtime, but we are exactly trying to cater to the needs of these guys. So again, coming back to my initial question, why we're building this platform for the AI industry? Just because we want to make sure that all customers with all the different use cases that come on board have the specific product that is catering to their needs, and that is made available and very easy to use. So what is our next, and sorry, I'm just clicking through just to be on the safe side. What is next for us? So again, as I mentioned, and I do apologize again for that, we will be continuing building out the new locations for our AI cloud. So the launch of GPU cluster was just a recent announcement, so stay tuned, there will be more announcement coming away. And again, it's not only about the locations of the platform, but also the software stack and the features of the platform that will be expanding. So thank you very much for your time and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Rashid.